after the touchdown. Here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll look to throw here. He's going deep for Brown. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw here. Flush to his right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Brooks under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now Brooks to throw. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 41.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's brought down.
Devontae Smith, a gain of 16 yards. And the Steelers first down.
play fake here on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Brian Burns make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And a sack. They get to him defensively, but the flag comes in, and I think the D jumped. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Brooks to Mixon on the check down. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. And they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Push him back. Push him back.
Now Brooks throwing on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Brooks. 20. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to fourth. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. But, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
8 yards to go on second down. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Brooks. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Steelers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
They're watching the film, and it's working. The tackle made there by Caden Stearns. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
This is Smith with a grab. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Second and 8 coming up. Looking to throw. Brooks. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On first down, Mixon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
36-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Brooks. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively. It's second down.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Yeah, he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll run with Mixon. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Joe Mixon as the first half is winding down. And the Saints would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they really won't have much time to work with, just 19 seconds showing on the clock. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got it at the 15. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Second and 16. He'll drop to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Devontae Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. That's caught. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. And out across midfield down to the 45. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. the play fake. He'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll look downfield for Waller. And this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On second down now, it's Carson. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Brooks on 3rd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Lawrence. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Brooks now to throw on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. It's Lawrence. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll give it to Mixon, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Here's Brooks looking to throw on second down. This is caught. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here, 3rd and goal.
Mixon trying to punch it in, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Joe Mixon, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
On second down, it's Carson. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Oh, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Waller taking it in over the middle. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Darren Waller, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ahkello Witherspoon. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give them a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly. And getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. From the gun, Brooks. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. He's going deep for Brown, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll look to throw here. That's complete. Hits Carson out of the backfield. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line.
1st down, Steelers.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1. At the Saints'
2nd and 1. And it's caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Marquise Brown with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Steelers 21. Jason Sanders set to kick.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
This is Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
2-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run on first down. Mixon, he'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there but couldn't get much further. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Now Brooks to throw from the gun on 3rd down. He finds his man, complete. It's Larson, and he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathed a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit, they were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for the Saints, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.